Hey everybody, so last night I saw 1917, directed by Sam Mendes. This movie stars George McKay and Dean Charles Chapman. I think this is the best war film I have seen since Dunkirk. And frankly, I think it might just be the second best war film of all time, behind Saving Private Ryan. I have a few slight problems with this movie, but how great it is far outweighs the negatives I have with it. First of all, this movie looks beautiful, and it doesn't shy away from showing what war and the trenches really looked like at this time. At times, it's shocking at how honest this film is being about the realities and surroundings of the war. Each location looks as if it was a real World War II battle or World War I battlefield pulled from time and dropped into the film. And I think Roger Deakins is a shoe-in for Best Cinematography Oscar. It's one of the most stunning-looking movies I have seen this entire year. And the direction by Mendes is great as well. I love the choice to present this film in a form of a long, extreme long shot. I'm sorry, fucking things up. The long shot has always been one of my favorite shot choices in production. And to get another movie done in this form is no less than a joy for me personally. However, this is one of the small things that brings down the score for this movie. In order to do an entire movie that looks like this in this form, you need to make cuts at some point in the movie to set the film on a different day, to change the set, to move actors in and out, to change their clothing, things like that. You know what I mean? Thus, you need to find ways to make these cuts seem natural and flow in the one long shot. And some of the choices made to make these cuts are terribly blatant. Some of the examples flow well, like in the beginning when soldiers carry boxes across the screen, but towards the end of the film, they decided to use CGI rocks and a CGI tree, and it feels blatantly fake. And at the core, I think the story is tight. However, it takes some liberties. Like, oh, of course, other soldiers show up now, and we didn't hear an entire battalion roll up right next to us. And all the set pieces feel incredibly close together in almost an unrealistic way. There is so much for these characters to go through in a 6-mile span, sets-wise. Finally, I liked the acting in this movie, especially from George McKay. It puzzles me how he was not nominated for Best Actor at by the Academy. To me, he should have taken the place of either Antonio Banderas or Jonathan Pryce with this performance, because he was just mesmerizing in this role, and everything that he's required to do is just tough and something it's hard for me to. He just really gets into this role and what he has to do to be this character to go throughout this 12-hour journey that he has to go on. Everyone else, I think, is fine in this movie. Chapman is serviceable, and Cumberbatch, Strong, and Colin Firth, who are also in this movie, feel forced and unnecessary in the overview of the film, having basically glorified cameos that could have been filled by any other British actor. I think this is the second best movie I saw from 2019. Hell, it's possible it's the best and might leapfrog Parasite. For the time being, though, I place it second and is far beyond anything else that comes after it. I'm hoping Parasite wins the Oscar for Best Picture. I really do. But if I had to choose a movie to beat it out of the other eight nominees, I'd put The Entire House on 1917. Now, don't get it twisted. Oh, you're saying you love Parasite so much, but you want 1917 to win, or vice versa. I love both of these movies, and it's really hard for me to make a choice which one I would want to win. But Parasite is something completely different, something I had never seen. 1917 is a war movie presented in a way that I've never seen it. Now, I'm seeing hypocritical, but either way, both movies are fantastic, brilliant, and if you have the chance, you should see both of them. 1917 is still a great, great movie. That's an exhilarating ride that I fucking loved. It's one of the best looking, directed, and acted movies from the entire year. And aside from the few editing mistakes and a few of the story beats like I mentioned, it's a perfect movie. 9.6 out of 10.